Hello, welcome back for the last round. My opponent has chosen play and mulligan to 6, and we're going to keep this because it's decent. Not anything special, but it does its job. So yeah, like it's got 4 lands and 2 reasonable spells and 1 spell that's potentially amazing if I draw Scrap Melter. I also had a vision, and I think there's a Scrap Melter on top of my deck, like 2 cards down. So obviously the coating, the Glimmer Point Stag are good with that. My opponent has now disconnected, so I guess I'll edit some out. Alright, my opponent's back, and mulligan to 5, so all good. There's also a bug, it wasn't like a rage quit after he saw his bad 6-card hand. He came back and said, "Sorry, bug," and then a weird face. And we draw Kemba. That's a pretty good start. Especially because I've got Scrap Melter next turn. Carapace Forger off a mulligan to 5 is never particularly good. Oh, it wasn't a Scrap Melter, it was a Horde Smelter. Oh, okay. My vision was a bit blurred, but I mean, I was pretty close, so nothing to worry about in terms of my psychic ability. It's still almost there. Yeah, that doesn't really bother me. And I'm trying to use my Acolyte on the first turn now. I'm a bit distracted by the TV. I'm watching the Cube, which is nothing to do with magic, in fact, although it sounds like it might be. In fact, no, I'm not watching the Cube. I'm focusing on this draft, just like I should be, because I'm a professional drafter. Yeah, there's a cool program in England. A lot of people don't really like it, but it's a game show where they put people in a cube and they do weird challenges. And a guy just had to empty a box of red balls in like 20 seconds or something. And he's just won £50,000, which is not a bad start to his evening. Although it's probably not live, but still. Does this do permanence? Yeah, it does, in which case get in there, Kemba. Bash him. He's thinking about what trick I could have now. There's a lot of things I could have for white and red that deal that extra damage. I could have Seize, I could have Galvanic Blast, I could have Embersmith. So yeah, he's not going to block. And I'm going to make a liquid metal coating. No reason to bury my Glimmer Point Stag just yet. I need a mountain next turn. Well, within the next 2 turns. If I want to play my dragon. Also, green-white, the only real way green-white has of dealing with Horde Smelter is Arrest. So, ideally, I keep Glimmer Point Stag until after I've made the dragon. Yeah, I'll prevent 1 to me this time. Smith doesn't do a whole lot right now. I'm going to keep back Kemba this turn for obvious reasons. Last turn. I just realised last turn I could have saved an extra damage. See if you can work out how it's all on board. I just missed it, even though it was on board. Haha. Excellent. That's a pretty good draw all round. Don't really want to attack here. He might have something like Dispense Justice, and then I'd lose Kemba for no real gain. Oh, he revokes it. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Still got this dragon plan. That means he hasn't drawn an artifact. Plays a land. It's good when your opponent mulligans to 5 and then draws a bunch of lands. I just auto heal to this. Whee! There's the big boy. How lucky. He hasn't turned up yet, has he? This is the first time I played my dragon in the draft. I just had a Facebook beep, someone's talking to me. I'll just turn the volume down in case it causes feedback in the video. I think I'll just equip my Kemba. I can actually pay one and equip, and okay. He concedes. He obviously doesn't have a way of dealing with dragon. Yeah, that was a pretty good board position as well. I was going to start making cats, and yeah, I wasn't losing that one. Well, I didn't lose. That's why he conceded. Anyway, just going to have the usual situation of there's nothing I want to sideboard. Like Scrap Mouse's. Well, Scrap Mouse and Dragon are just generally good against his Metalcraft deck, better than Scale Skulls and Evolution Reigns, so I will keep this as it is, and submit. This hand's annoying in that it's got Kemba and equipment but no white mana, but turn 3 potential Scrap Mouse is good enough to keep, so yeah. I would not like to mulligan. He's on their play, didn't mulligan this time. So let's play a fair game. Did not draw planes. Also not going to play my life stuff for the same reason as previously mentioned. It's only 1 mana and I've got ways of doing cool stuff with it, like I got Glinthawk Idols and Mere Smith. And how lucky. Let's begin. Annoyingly, if I do draw planes next turn, I won't be able to Kemba and Silverlock Life Stuff. But I can live without being able to do that. As I said. But I'm just gonna melt his scraps. Although, that's not really that necessary there. Quick lesson, don't play stuff just because you can, which I just did. I think that's one of my faults actually. One of my bad sides is I always play removal too early. I just like play it for tempo when I didn't really need to play Scrap Melter there because Rustic wasn't doing much against me. I should have just played the Galman's Warden because it was holding off his team anyway and he couldn't tap it. Like, sure he can tap Iron Mirror, but that's not really that much of an issue. He might not even tap Iron Mirror. But I mean, when you're like keeping a hand that's amazing with 2 planes and drawing 2 planes, it doesn't really matter. So yeah. I mean, even that would be a better target. I'm happy to trade Scrap Mounter with Snap Cell here, so I will attack. Because obviously it gets him off Metalcraft, so... And then I'll equip me up. See, I'm probably going to take 6 damage here, assuming he makes an artifact. Although the fact he's popping this suggests that he doesn't have one. Again, the old Metalcraft deck. Only good if you get Metalcraft, but I mean, Forger's better than Sun Chaser because if you're not Metalcrafted, it's obviously a lot better anyway. Perilous Mirror does Metalcraft him. Strider Harness. I'd say that's a fairly nice draw. In case he blocks with Perilous Mirror and then kills Iron Mirror, I guess. No, that was bad. What I should have done... Yeah, I should have... No, never mind. I don't think he'll break up his Metalcraft anyway. Yeah, he won't. So yeah, I mean, I'm taking some damage, but not enough that I can't deal with it, and I can always start trying to abuse my life staff in future turns. As in putting on guys that he has to block. Well, I'm not sure if that's possible, because then I'd be putting it on a small guy and then he wouldn't have to block, but yeah. At least he's metal crafting up quite nicely. Unfortunately, he can only attack for 2. And that is... I run so good. Well, I suppose I don't. I'm running so good this draft. I wouldn't say I'm on average a lucky player, but yeah, doing pretty well this draft. Don't even need to attack with Kemba, because he'll just block it. It's nice that the dragon waits until the finals when I need him to show up. Oh, I suppose I don't really need him at this point. Like, I'm only taking 1 damage a turn. He's not attacking on the ground, and I'm building up a veritable army of cats. Like, if I didn't make dragon there, I'd just make a 4/6. Let's make some cats. Yeah, I feel like gambling. If he uses Dispense Justice, it gives me perfect information. I now know what he has. And he doesn't. So I'm pretty sure I can't lose this now. I mean, he can't Sunblast. Well, he can, but it wouldn't do anything. He can't Cerebral Eruption because he doesn't have red mana. So I'm pretty sure he's drawing dead here. Wing Puncture. I know what he's going to do here. He's going to... I can actually get around that. If I... Like, he's going to sack his Perilous Mirror, so if I kill this in response... He then has to sack Perilous Mirror in response, so when this dies... when this resolves, it's going to be a 2/2. I mean, I could just let him kill my Horde Smelter and not lose, but still, yeah. He worked it out, and I win with pretty much the best draw I could have got. Well, I suppose I didn't get my Glim Point Stags, but... Anyway, see you next draft, I guess. Well, I suppose you'll see you next article, because I've got an article before I've got a draft. Yeah, nice that I finally won one.